fire. You the GOAT, boy.
RT, you good, bro?
Benzion, you the man. I've been doing this here, man.
Crazy coming back, he crack the sky, he come with fire. Babylon, yeah, it gotta burn, yeah, with fire. Damn, where you read that at? It's in the Bible. I tell you what you're afraid of, a black messiah. Crazy coming back, he crack the sky, he come with fire. Babylon, yeah, it gotta burn, yeah, with fire. Damn, where you read that at? It's in the Bible. I tell you what you're afraid of, a black messiah. Crazy coming back to save his people from the enemy. The same people stole us, then they sold us to the enemy. Came on a slave ship, shackles on my damn arm, yokes around my neck, on my feet, so I couldn't run. Meat shack.
Up and hear the word of God, O house of Israel. That's you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, my brothers and sisters over there. Hear the word that God has for you. Read. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. God says, learn not the way of the heathen. My brother, what you say? With the Dallas hat on, what you say?
It was a genocide. Thanksgiving was a genocide.
Yes, it was. Do you celebrate it?
Nope.
Good. Do you celebrate Christmas? Good. So, for example, we got to come out the ways of America, but we have to keep the commandments of God. My brother, what's your name? Come build with us.
I want to rap with you, bro.
Yeah, come rap with us, man. We here for you. Now, look, what's your name? Marquise, I'm Tahan. Now, listen to what God says for you, Marquise. Watch this. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. So God says, learn not the way of the heathen, right? So when he says learn not, what does that mean? Don't follow their ways, right? Now let's see what the ways are that God's about to describe. And I got you. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
God says the customs or the ways of the people, the other nations, are vain, meaning worthless, of no value, of no profit, right? Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So what he is describing is the custom that these people do. It say they do what?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
One cuts a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
So they go to the forest, they cut the tree down with an axe, and then they deck it with silver and gold. What does that sound like so far? That custom. As far as it. No, look, read verse 3 again.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So a man goes to the forest with an axe and cuts a tree down. He brings the tree home, right? Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They then, and what is it? It's Christmas. But what did God tell us not to do? No, what verse 2? What does it say?
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So God told us learn not the ways of what? Which was what? What did God? Christmas, right? So we as the children of Israel, we are to be celebrating Christmas. Do you understand that? So why are people who go to church every Sunday, Wednesday, and an extra day throughout the week celebrating Christmas? If God said, they what? They don't know no better. They brainwashed, right? They are destroyed as a people, right? So, hey, majority of us grew up celebrating Christmas, right? But when we learned the truth, God said don't do it. Guess what? We don't do it no longer. All right? So we as a people have to come out of the ways of Christmas and idolatry. God literally says in Jeremiah 10, don't celebrate Christmas. And these are the people, our people. Nobody loves or wants to worship and serve God more than the black woman, the black man. But they are not, it's not according to knowledge. It's not according to the word of God. It's what the pastor said. The pastor don't know nothing about the Bible because at the World Council of Churches, they're telling him what to teach the people. And the most important thing is to keep the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans dumbed down. Teach them lies. Don't tell them the truth. Because when we come back to our true identity, you know what's going to happen? the kingdom of heaven is going to be upon earth. The sons of God is going to wake up and return to their true identity. That's what's going to happen. For example, what's your nationality?
I don't know.
Isaiah 1 and 3. Why don't you know? It was taken from you. Why was it taken from you? Something serious has to happen.
Because if you know who you are, I mean, you can't do anything.
Okay, so if you know who you are, you can't.
Can't be pushed over.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct, Marquise. So why was your identity taken from you? And why don't you know who you are to this day?
Subjugation.
Okay. Now, do you think
out of fear.
subjugation and out of fear, right?
Jealousy.
And jealousy, right? Yeah. So who has subjugated you to that terror? Because we are a terrorized people. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So who subjugated our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to that terror?
European conquerors.
The European conquerors, so-called white people who are the Idumean Edomites according to the Bible. They subjugated God's greatest people, his chosen people, to fear and terror. That's why we getting shot down in the street. No justice, no peace. Look at our communities. When you read that real quick.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So the ox knows his owner. An ox is an animal, a working animal, right? It's strong, but it says it knows who owns him, who he belongs to, right? And an ass, his master's crib. An ass isn't the smartest animal, but if you take it a mile away from its home, it will find its way back home, right? Read.
But Israel,
You so-called black men, black women, Hispanic men and women, Native American, indigenous to the Americas, you are the Israelites. What about Israel?
doth not know.
You don't know who you are. You don't know that you are the chosen people and you must be living by the word of God and keeping his commandments.
How can you find out if you were Israelite? Because
Great question.
we all melanated.
Great question.
All us brothers here, none of us look like some of us do.
Yeah, we all melanated. None of us really look alike.
Some of us is because of race and so forth.
Correct.
But
Correct. We're different shades.
We don't know exactly.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Watch this. I'm gonna finish this, then we're gonna go to Romans 8:16. It's a two-folded question. Watch this. Read.
But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
Because not only do we not know, we've been so destroyed and subjugated to the highest level of terror, we don't even consider that we might be the chosen people of God. Right?
We're the everything of everywhere.
We're the everything of everywhere, but
that's
the point is,
if we're the everything of everywhere.
yeah,
All of us, the world is black, melanated.
the world is black, yes.
But all of us can't be the children of Israel.
It's, hold on, I got you. You see, watch this. 12 tribes of Israel, all right? 12 tribes of Israel. So when I was explaining it, my brother, what's your name? BJ? PJ. All right, PJ. Looking at this sign, God has sent us out here to wake up his chosen people, the children of Israel, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right? So it's not everybody, all right, that's melanated that are of the children of Israel, okay? So we got to bring that down because we have that slave mindset to include everybody, right? And it comes from indoctrination of God so loved the world, right? He loves everything. So he so loved his people, but first you got to find out who is his people. That's right. Right? So we're going to find out. How do you know if you're an Israelite? Okay? Read.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit. So the Spirit is the word of God. All right? And it bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Okay, so now let's get what the Spirit says that bears witness with our spirit in Deuteronomy 28. We're going to show you what did the Spirit say that would happen to God's chosen people, and the point that in the last days they will know who they are and that they are the children of God. PJ, do you believe in the Bible? What do you know about the Bible? You familiar with the Israelites, the children of Israel? Yeah?
A little bit.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. All right, look, give me verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So Moses was speaking to the children of Israel. He said, it shall come to pass, a future prophecy, if you won't listen unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes. You got to listen to the word of God, not what your pastor tells you, not what the ESPN analysts say, not what the rappers say. You got to listen to the word of God, right? And Moses told us, if you don't listen to the word of God, but if you decide to listen to your family members, if you decide to listen to your best friend, if you decide to listen to all these other nations, which what? Subjugated us to terror and fear, envy, right? Envy, read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
If we didn't listen to the word of God to keep his commandments, curses will come upon us. Curse is a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing, right? So let's see what's so important about these curses. Read verse 46.
Verse 46. And
these curses, read,
shall be upon thee for a sign.
The curses will be upon the children of Israel for a sign. What is a sign? What's the purpose of a sign?
To inform you of what's going on.
To inform you of what's going on. Okay, what else?
I would say the purpose of the sign is to guide you.
To guide you. Okay. Now, how do you know what gas station that is? It's a sign, right? It's an identifying marker on what, who, what, or when, right? Who on what or who is, right? So that's a sign. Read.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder. These curses will cause the children of Israel to wonder, why are these things happening to us? Do you ever wonder why we the ones that getting shot down in the street all the time? Not guilty? Why is that always the verdict? Why are we the last hired, first fired? It has to be that way.
It has to be.
Why?
In order for them to maintain control.
Okay, yes, but why was it even put in that position in the first place?
For the reasons I named earlier. Listen.
Do you think God created us to be on the bottom?
No.
I just read to you what would happen to the children of Israel if they broke the commandments of God.
Right.
Curses, right?
All those things that happen. Yes.
Right? Curses, right? Signs and wonders, right?
Yeah.
Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
So these curses will be upon the seed of the children of Israel forever. Read verse 48. Now let's see what the Spirit says. Let's see if your spirit bear witness that you are an Israelite according to the Bible. Read.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the children of Israel will serve their enemies, which God sent against us. Why? Because we broke his commandments, right? So he had to chastise us. He had to punish us, right? Just like you have kids. Now, if your kids disobey you, right, they disrespect you. Imagine your kids spit in your face, right?
Yeah.
What would you do to your child?
Probably won't have a child.
You probably, yeah, but yeah, right? Because of your anger, right?
Yeah.
So that's the level of disrespect that we did to our God. We spit in his face.
Right.
And we gave him the finger and said, to hell with you, Dad. To hell with everything you told me my whole life. From the point that you chose me and decided to create me in the earth, to hell with everything you told me. That's what we did to God. Do you understand the magnitude of what we did? God said, because you despise and don't serve me, we will serve our enemies. Read.
In hunger.
When you get hungry, where do you go? Who controls your food supply?
White man.
White man, right? God said his chosen people will have to go to the white man, right? For food. Wendy's, McDonald's, Walmart, Kroger's. They control what comes in this community, right? Read.
And in thirst.
Thirst, water. What's going to happen if you don't pay your water bill? They're going to cut it off, right? But God says our enemies will be in control of these things. We will serve our enemies, right? In hunger and in thirst. Read.
And in nakedness.
Clothing. Who controls the clothing?
White man.
White man, right? What happened to Ye? He's a fashion designer, right? He created his own clothing line, right? But what happened? They took it. They cut his supply off from the raw textiles. He can't manufacture the product because the white man controls that. The Chinese man controls that.
Right.
They control the world, that they do. But why? But why? Why do they control the world? That's what you need to understand. Why do our oppressor control the world? But you're greater than him.
It's destined, but out of them, it's necessity. It's survival.
Marquise.
It's survival for them.
Listen, when God chose the children of Israel, right, he created the world for them.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So, now the children of Israel are on the bottom. Why?
Because we didn't listen to God.
Yes, because we didn't listen to God, Marquise. So what we're telling you is the reason that you and PJ, along with all of us, are serving our enemies in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, read.
And in want of all things.
And in the want of all things, our education. Who controls our school system?
White man.
The white man, right? And our school system is so bad, there's the system called the school to prison pipeline. Our people are in the prison houses and they are a target from a child because our enemy controls our education system. Religion, who controls the way we are taught about our God? Who controls it?
White man.
White man, right? What did the white man give us in his religion?
He gave us slavery. Torture.
Right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, that.
White Jesus. Is white Jesus in the Bible?
Nah.
Hell no. White Jesus is not in the Bible. There's a black Jesus in the Bible. And he made us in his image. But our enemy taught us white Jesus. And along with that came God so loved the world. Love turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Watch this, read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And this enemy, it said, and he will put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Look at the yokes of iron. Did your ancestors have the yokes of iron?
Yeah.
Your ancestors did, right? But God said this will happen to the children of Israel.
Right.
And this curse will be upon their seed forever. So if your ancestors had the yokes of iron on their neck, what does that make you if God told this to the children of Israel?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example.